I'm David Crystal, and I'm co-author of a new book called Wordsmiths and Warriors, the English Language Tourist's Guide to Britain, and I was responsible for writing the text of the book.
I'm Hilary Crystal, and I took the photos.
And so the English Language Tourist's Guide to Britain.
Well, if you're interested in history, where do you go? You go to look at castles and battlefields. If you're interested in architecture, you wander around cathedrals and stately homes. And if you want to find out more about flowers, you can go to all the botanical gardens or the Natural History Museum. But where do you go if you're interested in the English language?
Well, that's the point. I'd never seen a book which reviews all the places which helped to shape or influence the form of the English language over the past 1500 years. All the people who helped to study the language, all the people who worked in the language, all the kings and queens that had activities that generated the context in which the English language grew. So we began at the beginning. We began with Anglo-Saxons arriving in Kent in the 5th century and went there. And we ended in University College London, which is where some of the latest technological developments in the study of grammar are taking place. And in between, we went all the way round to England, all the way around England, up to Scotland, where Scots English, of course, was so important, into Wales, and visited as many places as possible. And we called the book Wordsmiths and Warriors because of those two main types of contribution. The warriors, like King Alfred at the beginning, who, in his battles against the Danes, caused English to become the way it was. And wordsmiths like Shakespeare and Chaucer or George Bernard Shaw even, who in their own individual ways made contributions to the way the English language evolved. And of course some of them are both. Alfred was a wordsmith as well as a warrior. George Bernard Shaw was a warrior as well as a wordsmith. And so, yes, we had the two things to do. If we're going to a place, we want to take photographs of it. Hilary was responsible for that. I think you had actually the more difficult job. I think writing the text was relatively easy.
Well, with a co-author who gets vertigo, someone has to go up the high towers.
Well, yes, there were so many places where the only way in which you could get a good shot of what was taking place was to go high up. I didn't like that at all. Like, where did we go? Shakespeare's Globe, for example.
Oh, my goodness, yes. That's right. And to go get there was the story because it's the Financial Times building.
Yes, I mean, Shakespeare's Globe, the original site of the Globe, is only to be seen at a low angle. You can hardly see it. People don't know. You can't see the whole site because there are other buildings on it. But from high up above, you can get a sense of the shape of the original theatre building. So to get there, we had to go right up to the top of the Financial Times building, which is opposite. We had permission. They were very helpful. And up at the top there, as you go near the edge of the building, you can see the shape of the globe down below. So your picture tells me.
Well, yes, you kept your back to it, didn't you?
I'm afraid so. So there were lots of examples like that, where you go around trying to find the best photographic angle in order to complement the story that has to be told there. We went thousands of miles during the later part of 2011 and throughout 2012.
Not a good year to be taking photographs.
No, the worst summer in Britain, wasn't it? So there's a few rainy shots as well as sunny ones, we have to say. But still, it does capture the essence of the places, the sometimes surprising encounters with people and events that took place there. And in the end, I think we've got a really lively take, a fresh take on the history of the English language in Britain.